Hello today. Welcome to One Heart Beating. I'd like to start this video by reading a poem that I wrote. I'd like to share this with you. It's called Over the Mountains That We Have Tamed. We smell the sweetness of wisdom, echoes of lessons learned. Standing on the shoulders of our ancestor, we are grateful in the part of celebration of life, walking step by step in the space of forgiveness, releasing the baloney that we create, thinking that we are ego, forgetting who we are. Wisdom, lessons learned, we are love. Now, this is my beautiful wife, Marie. We've been married 42 years, right?
Yeah.
42 years. And we like to share some of our stories of our journey together. So I would like to ask Marie here, would you like to tell the mitten story?
Sure. I was pregnant with our daughter. I was about 4 or 5 months uh, before she was born, and we had an old 1970 Chev.
Bel
There, and we went to a place called Central Meat Market. That was when we lived in Kitchener, and we had $30 left in our pocket for that month, and we bought groceries for that, and we were bringing it out to the car.
Okay, wait a minute. I had a choice. I had to buy either a battery for my car for $30 or groceries. So I chose to spend my last $30 on groceries. Keep on.
And so we came back out of the car, put the groceries in the car, and the car didn't start. So Denis went and tried to phone my father, my brother-in-law, a few other people. No one was home.
No one was home.
No. So then he came back out and started asking people.
Nobody wanted to help me.
Well, no. Did you have any booster cables?
Oh, I asked for booster cables.
Yeah. Anyway, this lady came out of her car, and I said, Denis, I'll go out. Might not say no to a pregnant lady. So I was talking to this woman. She says, just a minute. And her husband was starting to walk into the store. And she says, dear, come and get the booster cables and bring your car around and help the people. He didn't really want to, but he did for her and for us, thank goodness. And they got the car going, and she was saying to me about different things, and I was just saying how we just spent the last $30.
And then we needed a battery.
Yeah. And so I had mittens on because it was really cold and wintry. And she puts out my hand, puts something in it, and closes my hand and says, don't open your hand until you leave the parking lot.
Because the car was... we leave, she said.
Yeah. The car was running, thank God, so we took it and left. And I'm saying that to Denis as we were driving away. And I opened my mitten up, and there was $30 this lady had given us.
And that was our Christmas miracle, buddy.
It was. I mean, how many people would actually do that to someone else in a grocery parking lot that needed help?
Yeah,
she was our angel.
She was our angel
Yeah,
that day.
yeah.
Thank you.
And so we thank God for that miracle.
Would you like to talk about the mayor when you want the...
Okay. I was approached by the Bridget, our dear leader, that was the head of the Kingsdale Neighborhood Association for the city of Kitchener. And she says, there's a contest on that if you write a letter to the city about the area you're in, it could be for a walk with the mayor. You could win a walk with the mayor. Our mayor at that time was Carl Zaire. So I wrote a letter about Kingsdale area, as I remembered from years gone by. We had gone down to part of what was Centerville at the time, and we had an old black and white TV, about 12 inches, had bunny ears that you moved, and the TV would go off at night with the blurp sound, and That was it. At midnight, there was nothing else to watch, and all black and white. And sometimes you had to go up to your TV and yank the bunny ears to get anything to come into the TV. Well, you got your exercise watching TV in those days, anyway.
No remote control?
No.
Well,
You were the remote control.
oh, I was a remote.
Anyway, so I wrote a letter about it, and my letter, I submitted it, and lo and behold, I get a letter back saying, "You've won a walk with the mayor." So I thought, oh, what do I do? And they set a date up that they could come, and the counselor for that time came as well. And so I went around I had 3 weeks to do it in before that. So I took my camera and I went around the whole area of Kingsdale Neighborhood Association in Kitchener. And I took different pictures of the parks, the community center, some of the schools that were available, the churches, the shopping mall, Fairview Park Shopping Mall, at the different stores along there and also along Fairview Park Road at that time. And I made it into a nice scrapbook for him. And I made one, the very same, for the Kingsdale Community Center. So he came to walk with us, and we took him around the community center, and there's a creek nearby and stuff like that. There's a baseball court, soccer,
What's that funny hat that they put on his head there? Again.
Oh, just a potato hat.
That was a potato
Yeah,
hat.
anyway, I made 60 potato vests for the House of Friendship, which is a community it was started in 1939 by a guy named Joe, and they do a lot of really wonderful works. They do a big Christmas thing for people. They also have different facilities.
They run the food.
And they ran the food distribution out of the Kingsdale Neighborhood Association.
Food bank, right?
Yeah, which was a food bank that
So
people could come and get.
Me and my wife volunteered for 12 years at the food bank.
In the Kingsdale
Yeah.
Community Center. Anyway, so I made all these vests because in February they target the different grocery stores, and they ask for either a donation or to sell 10-pound bags of potatoes, because they have a commitment with different farmers, and they have potatoes that are stored in an underground cold, I guess, bunker.
A bunker, a big bunker.
Yeah, out near New Dundee,
Somewhere,
which is a village near
on the farm
Kitchener.
somewhere,
Yeah. Anyway, so that really helps because they donate this potatoes to the food bank situation in the Kitchener area. Anyway, so I make these vests out of burlap. We would just take the burlap and cover an ordinary vest that zips up. And I made over 60 of those vests for the Kingsdale Community Center area, plus all the stuff for the House of Friendship, so that volunteers could wear them on these days that they were doing the potato blitz, is what they called it. And I made myself one too, which I have one on another video. I'll wear one.
And you have all these buttons, eh?
Yeah, some buttons. They had a button called the 12 Days of Christmas that they helped to give food to over how many people?
Oh,
thousands of people. Yeah, you would get they had food lines that Denis would help and I'd help in the office.
Yeah.
And it went for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and
2 weeks straight, right?
Yeah.
And then,
so I would be stuffing envelopes with the statement about what the House of Friendship was doing for you, plus if it would tell you how many people were in your family, and then you would be giving a card for a neighborhood grocery store to get a certificate.
That's what.
Anyway.
This was prior to Christmas, so we're doing hampers for Christmas, but for people to have something to eat at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I went to the hockey games. You know when they throw Care Bears on the ice, they put it all in these bags, and we collect.
When they scored.
They scored, and then after we go to the hockey arena, we picked them up. I had a truck full. I brought them to the community center, and then we had them
giveaway
to children at Christmas time.
Yeah, of the families that came in for their food and that.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so the mayor came, and so I presented a vest to him, and the one girl from the House of Friendship put a potato hat on his head. It was a big sombrero with potatoes hanging from it. And we had a little Bridget, head of the city. She supplied a little snack sort of thing and a cake and some flowers there. And the mayor.
She was nice, eh?
Yeah, the mayor had seen all the photos lined up on a table, and then I gave him a book for the city to have on record.
Is it still there?
I hope so. I don't know.
I don't know.
And anyway, the counselor came as well with him. So we had a few dignitaries there, and you don't see that too much often when you're just a normal taxpayer. And so it was a lot of fun. And that was the story of my walk with the mayor.
A walk with the mayor.
I'm sorry we got sidetracked about House of Friendship, but
Yeah, well,
we really...
it was all together, right?
We really liked the House of Friendship, yeah.
Okay. Do you would like to talk about your mom?
Okay, my mom was passing. And she was in Freeport. And the reason she was in there was to get her legs. She was getting wraps put on her legs because her legs were swelling so bad.
She had sores, right? Or something?
And she had some openings. They called them ulcers.
Yeah, ulcers.
And they were draining, and some maggots got in.
Ugh.
And yeah, but the maggots in that situation eat the bad things out.
Oh, was that was a good thing?
I don't know. Anyway, so they would take it and they would wrap her legs, and she was getting it. She was getting better. Her legs were better. And then she got congestive heart failure, and they told us she had 1 week to live. So Denis and I, we were there constantly seeing her and praying and hoping the best with the rest of the members of our family. And we were so tired the one night, I said, I don't feel like cooking supper. Denis said he didn't either. So we went to a restaurant nearby. They had a special on. And we ate, and I asked the lady, can you bring us the bill, please? And she went behind us. There was a solid wall, which there was no openings. And we were waiting for her to bring the check. And all of a sudden, there was a hand coming over my shoulder here and just patting me. And I looked around. There was nobody there. It was just the hand. And I had the feeling, my husband saw the hand as well, and then it disappeared. It was like it was my mom's hand saying goodbye to us. It was so special.
Yeah, it was so special.
I mean, you tell that to people and they sort of look at you and don't believe you, but it was actually there for just those few minutes. It was beautiful.
You have to be there to believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for listening to us, and we appreciate listening to us. If you would like to subscribe and give us a like, that will help us. This has been One Heart Beating. So in closing, I'd like to say be one and be one too.